Hi, welcome back to my channel, and this is a sound off, or more so a recap of Real Housewives of Atlanta. Okay, so I've been gone for a little bit, child. Life has been lifing. There's a lot been going on, but I've been keeping up with the show. I miss y'all. I miss coming down here to talk to y'all. A couple of you guys reached out to me. Thanks for checking up on me, but I'm all right. Sometimes you just gotta take a break, you know. Sometimes you just gotta figure some stuff out, you know. But I'm good, y'all. So much has been going on. So much has been going on with the ladies in Atlanta. So let's get into it, okay? Cause child, yeah. Okay, so let's get into Britt Edie before we get into these episodes. Britt skipping the reunion, we find out, and then the very next day we find out she's suing Bravo. I know a lot of people don't like Britt. And I'm not sitting here as a Britt Edie fan. I'm just sitting here as a human being that's understanding and I can see different perspectives. I don't blame her for suing Bravo. I'm not mad at her for that. I think when you come on these shows, it's supposed to be a kiki. You make a little money. You make the network a little money. Maybe you get famous. Maybe you don't get famous. Maybe you start a business, whatever. I don't feel like you're supposed to come on this show and it destroy your life and it damage you. I don't feel like anyone should come on these shows and be damaged and run away embarrassed and ashamed. And I don't like where her story is going. And so if she's suing, what are we supposed to do about it? We have talked about the whole incident with Kenya showing the explicit photo. And I'm tired. I'm tired. My opinion has not changed. I think Britt was dead ass wrong for mentioning her pew pew. I think she was. You don't do that. You don't do that. When you're having an argument with somebody, there's just things that you don't say or do. Do I think she meant it? I don't think she meant it. I think Britt really wanted to come on reality TV. People want to think she's a fan. I don't think she's a fan. I think she just really wanted to be on TV. She may have binge watched a couple of episodes. She didn't read the room. She doesn't have a clear understanding of like, hey, this is not baddies. This is not Bad Girls Club. This is not, you know, whatever. This is Housewives. And Housewives is supposed to be a little bit more, you know, classy based and demure. And you handle yourself a different way. She went on there. She got her wires switched. She thought she was on Love and Hip Hop. She thought she was on Baddies. And she did too much and embarrassed herself. And I don't think Bravo took it serious as a real threat. I didn't take it as a real threat. I didn't like it. And I still feel like Kenya would have been well within her right to report her to the authorities and get a restraining order against her. I wouldn't have been mad at Kenya had she done that. But do I think that Britt was serious about her threat? No. I think Britt just be saying stuff because she thinks that it sounds cool. She just says stuff because she thinks that's what you're supposed to say in that type of a moment. And I also feel like Britt might have been misled by production. I think they might have told her, go after Kenya. You need a moment. Go after her. Do this. She has a problem with girls like you. You need to keep poking at her so you can have your moment. I think they did the same thing with Kelly and Portia. They told Kelly, go after Portia. But Kelly was able to maneuver like a housewife should. Whereas Britt could not find her footing. And we all know what happened after that with her and Kenya. I say all this to say, I still think that Kenya was wrong. I still think that Kenya took it too far. I think that Kenya, when she first came on the show, I think she was encouraged to go after certain people. Mainly Nene. I think they told her to go after Nene. I think they told her to do certain things. And they put her up to certain antics. I would have liked to see Kenya extend a little bit more grace to Britt because she's been in Britt's shoes. You've been the new girl in the scene. You've been the one trying to find your footing. You've been the one who had to pave your own way because you weren't a housewife and you didn't have kids and you didn't have that family dynamic. So you had to blaze your own trail and make a name for yourself on Housewives. So I would have liked to see her extend Britt a little bit more grace and not show that picture. At the end of the day, what's done is done. She did what she felt like she needed to do. And I'm kind of over talking about that. However, it didn't happen to me. And if it happened to me, I probably would want to sue as well. Now, I am starting to feel as though production may have known what Kenya was up to, right? Y'all remember last year on Jersey when, what was that lady name? Margaret. Margaret sent funeral flower arrangements to Teresa. And it came out that production set that up. Margaret wanted to do it and production made sure it happened. So with that little bit of knowledge, I feel as though she wanted that poster board of Brit and the sausage, and production made it happen. And so for that, they are liable. If that's what happened, they're liable and they deserve to be sued. I don't think that they thought it through. Like, they came up with this plan, this scheme, and they thought it was going to go one way and it ended up going another way. I don't think they thought that everybody in the room was going to be gasping, clutching their pearls, and storming out of there. They did not plan that part. They didn't see that part coming. And ultimately, that's what hurt Kenya. When you have the women on the show, there's 16 years of drama and mess and ugliness, and there's 16 years of straight foolishness. But you get Cynthia, Portia, Angela, Shamia, Kelly, all of them storming out. Like, they didn't plan that. They literally were disgusted by what Kenya did to Brit in that moment, and they couldn't contain themselves and they all ran out. And I feel like that's what hurt Kenya. Had everyone been gagged and laughing and like, ooh, Brit, and Brit was the one to like run out of there embarrassed and turned up, that's what they were thinking was going to happen. Had that happened, it would have gone a whole nother way. But when you gagged everyone in the sense, and they didn't gag and stay around and start talking about it amongst themselves, they left. They didn't want to be filmed. Then you had Kenya's homegirls, Ming and Akila, posting videos talking about, oh my God, I need to take a shower. Oh my God, I'm disgusted. It's like, girl, I noticed a lot of people want to blame Portia and say if Portia had stood up for Kenya, it wouldn't have gone down like that. No. Kenya decided to do this. Kenya got to stand in her shit. I'm sorry. This is not Portia's fault. Kenya decided to do this, and production, whoever helped her to make it happen, y'all got to suffer the consequences. This ain't other people's issue. This is on them. At the end of the day, this is a show, but it's also a workplace. And if someone gets damaged on the job, they deserve compensation. And they're going to have to pay that girl. I don't think she'll get the $20 million that she's suing for, but y'all have to pay her something. Because let's keep it real. This season did not, like, Brit has been humiliated multiple times this season. Not just the Kenya situation, but the entire time. And in my mind, okay, this is just my theory, I really think that they told Brit to go after Kenya. And then when she went after Kenya, they didn't protect her. They suspended Kenya from filming, but the damage is done. And then the rest of the season, she just keeps getting embarrassed over and over and over and over and over again. Y'all not probably bringing her back because the fan base hates her. They can't stand her, so she can't come back. So what is the girl to do? Like what Akila said, what is a girl to do? Y'all got to pay that lady for her pain. Everyone has been saying that Kenya has been vindicated, but in reality, I think Nene has been vindicated. Nene has been saying for a while that things need to change. And because y'all didn't like the messenger, y'all ignored the message. And now, Bravo, you're going to have to write a check. Unfortunately, you're going to have to write a check. After season 12, right, y'all know that Nene was going through it where her husband was dying. It was a lot going on with Nene. And a lot of us didn't like her attitude and how she was talking to people. But really, the lady was really going through it. And sometimes tragedy makes you have to look at life a lot different. It opens your eyes to things. Initially, when they started this whole Housewives brand, it was just to kind of follow these wealthy women around and seeing what their life is like behind the gates, right? It wasn't really meant to make these women rich. It wasn't meant to make the network rich. But we all know how that went down. Like, the network has made a lot of money off these women. These women have made a lot of money, but nothing close to what the network is making off of their pain and their stories. So a lot of things aren't set up. There is no union, there are no benefits, there are no scheduled or allotted break times. A lot of times those women are sitting there filming for hours and they can't go to the restroom. They can only take breaks when the camera people and the producers take breaks. And so Nene wanted to fix that. Nene wanted some things put into place. After they did season 12, if y'all remember, they went to Greece, right? And Nene walked off the set. And everybody was mad at Nene because they thought she was just having a hissy fit. And Nene was like, no, we have been filming for hours and they wouldn't let me take a break. And I told them I need to go to take a break and they didn't want to give it to me. So I took my break on my own. And us watching it, we just thought Nene was being stank. We just thought she was being rude. Not knowing that some of these women really be going through it. Like, it looks all glitz and glam, but sometimes they really be going through something. And she wanted them to put some things in order. And they were like, no. That's when they start trying to get rid of Nene, right? Nene was, I think Greg's illness made Nene open her eyes. She said they didn't have health insurance. They don't have benefits on this show. They're not entitled to, she had a lot of memes and gifts made about her. Bravo's getting paid. She's not getting paid for it. She can't even go to the restroom when she want to go. She can't even go and eat when she wants to eat. She has to move on their time, and it's not fair because this is a work. This is a work environment. This is a job. You have to set those things in place. Well, when Nene started making noise about that, y'all saw what happened. They phased her off the show. Essentially, they take advantage of these women, okay? And because they want to be famous, they want a bag, they want their face to be everywhere, they want this experience, they allow this show to, get away with whatever. And it works until it don't work. You got rid of someone like Nene because y'all felt like she was a problem. She's speaking up and she's saying the truth and we don't want her. How many seasons later, you cast someone like Britt Eady, who is eager to be on TV, who's eager to do what you want her to do. She's eager to play the villain. She's eager for you to use her as a producer's pet. And y'all don't consider how that may go. Y'all don't think about her emotional state, her mental state. And it blows up in y'all face. You sent this girl who really had no clue. You sent her to go after Kenya. And y'all knew Kenya was going to hurt that girl feelings. Y'all knew that this girl coming on TV acting a certain way was going to blow up in her face, and y'all didn't consider it. Y'all knew this girl had a past. And y'all told her go after Kenya. And she goes after Kenya. And Kenya was like, okay, bitch, you want it? I'm going to give it to you. And now look. Y'all are hit with a lawsuit. I feel like if anybody was vindicated, it was Nene. Y'all take advantage of these women. Y'all got rid of a seasoned player like Nene. 4 years later, you hire someone like Britt, who requires way less, who will take way less, who will do what you ask her to do for way less. And you don't want to set up the proper environment to continue for this show to thrive. And it blew up in y'all face. See, how many times did y'all push Nene to the edge and she held it together? She gave a little attitude here and there. She walked off the set here and there. How many times did they not slut shame Nene and bring up the fact that she used to be a stripper? And she handled it like a champ. And then you bring on somebody like Britt, and she can't take it. She cannot take the pressure. And now she's suing y'all for $20 million. They're going to have to pay her at least $5 million. Like I said, if anybody was vindicated, in my opinion, I feel like it was Nene. Y'all didn't like the messenger, but she was telling y'all what it was. Y'all wanted to phase her out because y'all wanted to continue taking advantage of women, and this is the result. I don't feel bad that she's suing. I don't feel like Kenya is vindicated because a lot of what Nene was saying, Kenya is now saying. Kenya has been saying a lot of the things that Nene was saying. But see, it was cute. It was funny when Nene was going through it. Now that Kenya's going through it, Kenya don't like it. This is why, as women, even if you don't understand what somebody is going through sometimes, it's best to shut the hell up. Sometimes it's best to be like, I don't know what she talking about. I don't feel that way, but I'm gonna sit over here and mind my business. And I know Kenya is wishing now that maybe she had done it. She had done it that way. Kept it together, kept her lips together, let Nene say whatever Nene is saying, and she stay out of it. But when Nene was saying this is this and this is that, she was like, girl, the network is sending you a clear message. They don't want you anymore. They're phasing you out. You're doing da 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 da. She's running her mouth talking about Nene. Now look at you. Look at you. If anybody, in my opinion, that was vindicated, it was Nene. Season after season, they kept sending people to come at Nene. They sent Eva to come after her. They sent, what was the girl? Claudia Jordan to come after her. They sent Kenya to come after her. Every season, there was a point where Phaedra tried to come after Nene. And Nene ain't innocent because she done did her own fair share of foolishness, okay? So I'm not absolving Nene of anything, but I will say that they've been sending people after Nene for years, and she ain't never exposed nobody naked pictures. So when it happened to Kenya, for me, I'm sorry. I wish I could be with the cool kids saying justice for Kenya. I'm sitting over here by myself, and I just, like I said, sometimes when you see your fellow sister going through something, and maybe you don't understand it, and maybe it's not making sense to you, and you're not seeing her, sometimes it's just good to shut up. Be like, I don't understand what she's talking about. I don't know what she's going through, but I wish her well. Keep it real cute and southern. I wish her well. Because now I feel like, Kenya, you understand, huh? I think you do. Okay, so now that I've ran my mouth and given my 2 cents on that, let's get into this show. Okay, so when it comes to Shamea and most of these newbies, I think a lot of times people sit at home, they watch these shows, and they're like, oh my God, I could do that. I should be on reality TV. I would be good at that. I could do what she's doing. I could do what she's doing. I could do better than what she's doing. In real life, people do that. Oh, I could do her job. Oh, I could be a better woman to him. Like, people love to see someone doing something and they think that they know better, that they can do a better job. And then when it's given to you, you don't know what you're doing. You don't know what to do with it. And I feel like that's what we're watching with Shamea. Over the years, Shamea has been on this show as Portia's friend. I know in recent times, people have found out that Kandi is the one who's been vouching for her to be on this show. But every time she was on this show, even though Kandi was behind the strings, pulling the strings, she came on as Portia's friend. She had conflict with Portia. She had storyline with Portia. She was filming with Portia. I bet y'all barely remember any scenes that she had with Kandi. But y'all remember the scenes with Portia. Because the selling point was Shamea is Portia's friend. This is the reason she should be on the show. But you know, people like to discredit Portia right now. Portia, you ain't popular right now. People don't like you. People are upset with you because you didn't stand in solidarity with Kenya. But I'm going to always tell the truth as I see it. So if you're looking for me to lie, I'm so sorry. This ain't the channel for you. But my thing with Shamea is, on paper, Shamea should be the best housewife. She has the social capita. She has the actual capita. She's that girl. She has a really bright, bubbly spirit and personality, and she's very gorgeous, and like she has a gorgeous home and access to wealth and a nice car. She has the husband. She has the kids. She should be that girl. She should be the anchor of the show, right? When you look at it from that perspective. But Shamea is highly annoying. She should be likable. Like, when I see Shamea on her other shows, she's so likable. But for whatever reason, whenever she come in front of these Bravo cameras, she irritates me. At the start of this season, Shamea was really doing good. I thought I had changed my mind about Shamea. And then she did what she always does. She annoyed the hell out of me. This conflict between Portia and Shamea, I low-key don't even want to talk about it because I don't even know if it's real. Like, I'm wondering if this is the scheme that Todd set up for them to come to us with the bullshit. Because I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Over the years, people feel like Portia has dogged Shamea out. And I said in my other videos that I don't see it that way. I don't see it that way. And I stand on that. I think that Shamea just knows how to play victim very, very well. But I don't see it as, oh, Shamea's a good friend of Portia and Portia's not a good friend of Shamea. Number one, Shamea came on the show riding and dying for her best friend. That's understandable. But I don't see where Portia did her wrong. The only time I felt as though Portia did Shamea wrong is when she allowed Phaedra to speak bad about Shamea and she didn't step up and say anything. But as I also pointed out in the last video, that's the middle of the story. The beginning of the story is Shamea wanted to show solidarity to Kandi. So she took it upon herself to say, oh, I don't like Phaedra, and Portia, you don't need to like Phaedra no more because Phaedra tried to holler at my ex-husband while we were still married. And I didn't like that she did that because that's a bad thing to say about somebody. To put that out there about her, and we don't know if it's true. And the source is an abuser, and abusers tend to lie. So for you to go on TV and say that Phaedra tried to get with your abusive ex-husband when we know he's not a credible source, you wanted to start a fight with Phaedra. So for Phaedra to turn around and say, girl, you tried to get with other people's husbands and you probably sleeping with Kandi. No, she said you're sleeping with Kandi and Todd. Was it right? No. But when you throw the first stone, you can't be mad if somebody picks up a brick and throw it at you. Because some people aren't playing. I can relate. I don't play. If you throw stones at me, I'm going to throw a brick. And I feel like with Phaedra, that's her approach. That's how she is. If you throw a stone at Phaedra, Phaedra is going to throw a brick. If you don't like her throwing bricks, then don't start throwing stones. I cannot defend any... I can't be mad at it because I'm the same way. Don't start none, won't be none. I really felt as though Shamea started with Phaedra and she didn't like how Phaedra responded. And we're seeing that same stuff play out this season. You can't start with somebody and then don't like how they respond. So as far as her being this great friend to Portia and Portia being a bad friend to her, I'm sorry, but I'm not falling for that. I'm just not. Is Portia selfish? Yes. Can Portia be vapid and an airhead? Absolutely. Is she all about herself? Is she main character syndrome? Yes. But that's Portia. Nobody forced Shamea to come on the show and follow behind whatever Portia say. Nobody told Shamea she had to do that. Shamea took that upon herself to do. Okay, yeah, you were supportive to Portia. That's your best friend. But this is the thing. Portia can stand on her own 2 feet whether Shamea is filming that season or not. I need Shamea to be able to do the same for herself. Her complaining like, oh, Portia, let's act like we normally do off camera. Shamea, you're on the show. You have a peach. Why? What is this codependency? What is this? Because we gonna see later on that she attaches herself to Kelly. And Kelly is now behaving like how y'all say Shamea acts up under Portia. Kelly, girl, we about to get to you next. But I can't with Shamea. I can't take Shamea. I need Shamea to really, if she come back next season, I need her to do something different. I really do. I don't feel bad for her. I don't feel like she's this good friend to Portia and Portia's a bad friend to her. I don't believe that. None whatsoever. And like I said, part of me is wondering if they are playing in our face. Everyone is only interested in Shamea when they can kind of shit on Portia. So if they can say, oh, we like Shamea and she needs to ditch Portia because Portia's a bad friend. If that's the only way for her to get attention, you don't think that's what she's doing? Like, I don't know. Like, I don't know. When they had to sit down and Portia was like, Shamea, please stop. I think it's because Shamea was doing more than they planned on Shamea doing. I'm sure they had their conversation off camera like, this is how we gonna play it. And Shamea, I think, took a creative license and did a little too much. And that's why Portia was giving her the energy she was giving her. I don't feel like Shamea is a victim. Y'all not gonna tell me that Shamea and Portia had these conversations 6 years ago and she's just now realizing that Portia's a bad friend 6 years later because they conveniently are filming. Girl, bye. No, I don't believe it. I don't believe it. I'm not buying it. It's BS. Sorry. Sorry, I don't. She sat up there and did the exact same thing to Britt. You and Britt had a conversation off camera, and then a couple weeks later, you get on camera and you want to air her. Shamia, girl, your slip is showing. It's showing. And the only reason you're going to get away with it is because people don't like Portia right now. But the thing about it is, people are so fickle. They be mad at you today, tomorrow they love you again. So at least Portia has a fan base. Shamia, what you got? Don't come on this show and ruin your name, your good name, okay, please. I'm going to need you to do better. I'm going to need you to get to that reunion. Well, the reunion already done filmed. I hope you went to that reunion and acted like you had some sense. I really hope you did. Oh, we're not done with you. I forgot. So her situation with Drew. Let's talk about that real quick. Y'all know I don't like Drew. Y'all know I don't see it for Drew. But I definitely feel like she's picking on Drew. Now, I'm not mad at Shamia for telling Portia what Drew said about paying for Pilar's college. That right there, Shamia, in my opinion, was 100% in the right. Of course, I'm going to tell my best friend that this girl is sneak dissing and she brought her daughter into it. I don't have kids yet, okay? But I know that when you mention people's kids, their good sense escapes them. So if you really, the best thing is to leave people's kids out of your conversation. If you wanted to shade Portia, you could have. There's so much material there. There's so many things you could say about Portia. You didn't have to mention her child. Them fighting words. Y'all saw what she did to Eva when Eva said the baby looked like Dennis. And I was on her side then too. I was on her side then as well. Drew, you can't sit up here and cry because Kenya reposted a tweet about your kid, but then you get in the scene and mention Portia's kid. Let's leave the kids out of the shenanigans. Let's just leave the kids out of it. I'm not mad at Shamia for doing it. Everybody's saying Shamia probably put too much sauce on it. I don't think she did. I think that she's capable of doing that. I definitely think that Shamia is capable of putting 20 on 10. But in this moment, I don't think that she did. I think that Drew misspoke. She shouldn't have said it, and she should have just owned it. I did say it. I shouldn't have said it. I apologize and move on from it. We all get sensitive about our kids, and however Portia received it, I apologize because I shouldn't even mention that baby's name. And that would have been it. Now, when it comes to the lapdog comment, I feel like Shamia is doing the most. Shamia, they've been calling you Portia's lapdog. You've played into it. You posted a whole picture of yourself sitting in Portia's lap with your tongue out. And that was seasons ago. Do I personally think that Shamia is Portia's lapdog? No, and I never have. And I'm going to tell you why. But do I think that Shamia is bothered by that? By Drew saying it? Girl, you're not bothered by Drew saying it. You're bothered that the masses have been saying it for years. And are you even bothered by it? Because you thought it was funny years? Girl, I don't know. See, that's what Shamia, girl, you starting to get on my nerves. Like, you starting to get on my nerves because it's like, it's just too much. I don't think that Shamia is a lapdog. I had to look up the literal definition of lapdog. Lapdog basically says that you're influenced and controlled by a person. I don't think Shamia is controlled by Portia. I don't think she's influenced by Portia. What I think is Portia is on this show. Portia is her best friend. Portia is a fan favorite. She is a Bravo darling. And Shamia wants some of that. And in order to get some of that, she has to be aligned with her best friend. Somewhere along the way, somebody probably told Shamia, if they like Portia, they gonna love you. If Portia could do this, you could do this too. If Portia is a fan favorite girl, they gonna love you. I think that that message has been drilled into Shamia's head. And because her best friend has something, she feels entitled to having it as well. Every time Shamia comes on this show, it's like she's trying to present herself. Like, this is why you supposed to like me. See, I told y'all I was this. See, I told y'all should be. Like, she's constantly trying to sell us why we supposed to love her. And it's like, it's annoying me. It's annoying to me. Everybody's been saying, oh yeah, Candy believes in her. Candy this, Candy that. I think that, yeah, they've told her, yeah, you should be on the show. You supposed to. You much funnier than Portia. You dance better than Portia. You prettier than Portia. You got more wealth than Portia. Of course you're supposed to be on there. And I feel like She wants to have this Robin and Giselle duo. Like, she wants to be a duo with Portia. And Portia, you crowded her space. You crowded Portia's space. And she won't give you exactly what you want, and that is what you're really upset about. It's not about her being a bad friend to you. It's about her not doing what you want her to do in order for you to have the best look and the best edit on this show. That's what you're mad about. And girl, we tired, okay? Wrap this on up. You're coming after Drew. I don't care about that. Drew can sing. I'm sorry. I think Drew's voice is really incredible. I love her voice. I think she would have been a bigger singer, a better star. I think the only thing that's really held Drew back is Drew is corny. And she probably need better management. Sorry to her sister. I love her voice. I love the texture. I think Drew can really sing. When she sang Happy Birthday to Sheree, I was like, okay, girl. And she don't even like Sheree. Like, she was sitting already, baby. Them vocals was warmed up, ready to go. Okay, she could sing. I really like her voice. Shamia, on the other hand, I don't want to be a hater. I think Shamia can also sing. But Shamia does not have an identifiable voice. When you hear Rihanna sing, I don't care if Rihanna was singing the ABCs, you're going to know that's her. If you hear Shamia singing a different song besides the song that you're familiar with, you're not going to know it's Shamia. Her voice doesn't stand out like that. And I'm not saying she shouldn't sing. I'm just saying don't come for Drew. Don't come for Drew when it comes to the vocals. Don't do that. Don't do that to yourself. Like, Drew has a whole album, a whole project ready to roll out. You have one single. Like, I think you might want to leave Drew alone. If you got down to that, Shamia, if you got down to that reunion trying to clown Drew's voice, I'm really going to be embarrassed for you. So yeah, the whole beef with Drew, y'all know I don't even like Drew like that, but I'm never going to be a hater. I love her voice. I love her voice. I really want Drew to get back in her acting bag. I want Drew to do more movies. If y'all remember last season, they tried to clown Drew a little bit, and Todd was like, no, I want her in my movie. Because at the end of the day, you cannot shit on her resume. The girl is talented. She's just corny on this show. Her and Shamia got that in common. But when it comes down to Drew, outside of Housewives, I love her. On Housewives, she gets on my nerves. But I ain't gonna let y'all play in that girl face. She can really sing. And she can act. So let's, Shamia, stop. Okay? And I'm gonna get off your head. Because I've been on your head. I've been on your line for a little too long. But we're gonna get to the next girl. So now let's get into Kelly real quick. Kelly was really about to be my new fave on Atlanta. Because I don't have any faves. But Kelly, if anybody's being the lapdog right now, it's you. Like, I was loving you, and now you have embarrassed me. And I don't know how I feel about you anymore. Like, I don't know. I really don't know anymore, Kelly. Like, girl, it's like you following Shamia around like a little puppy, and I don't like it. I really wanted you to stay neutral. Like, do you know how important it is to be a housewife and you could be neutral? You were in a perfect position. And now you're taking sides, and I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like it, girl. Do better. Do better. That's really all I have to say. I wish you would have stayed neutral, because it's really giving that you turned on Britt because of popularity. It's really giving that you are up Shamia's behind because you think that she was winning. And I don't like that. Like, all the press that she's doing about Britt talking about something. Now I see why nobody likes you. I'm going to wait and see what happens, but I'm really feeling like Britt. I'm really feeling like Kelly. Girl, I'm going to be disappointed. I could just feel it. Oh, you should just stay neutral. Because I love you, girl. I really like your energy. Don't pick no sides when you don't have to. If you didn't want to be connected to Britt no more, if you want to put some distance between you and her because you could see the tides turning, I get it. But don't be fake about it. But that's really all I have to say about Kelly, girl. Girl, you have embarrassed me. But anyways, now let's get into Miss Britt. This country club golf event / bare naked launch, girl. Britt, you lied on your resume and now you're embarrassing yourself. This is the thing, Britt. I'm definitely the type of person that I don't like to ask for help. It's really hard for me to ask for help. So when I ask you for help, I really need it. Because I literally could be in the worst position possible and I will not ask for help. I really wouldn't. Britt, maybe you're the same way. Because you needed to ask for help. Yeah. Kelly has thrown, what, 2 or 3 really nice events. What was this? What was this? Like, there's so much to unpack. Number one, I understand the budget. I understand you wanting fabulosity on a budget. Girl, I'm the same way. I want all the bells and whistles, but for a very low price, okay? I'm that same type of chick. So I get it. I just think you did too much. You were trying to do too much and somebody should have stepped on your brakes and said, girl, reel it back in, right? Okay, you wanted the country club vibe, cool. The golfing part and the setup for the drinks, nobody even arrived on time to enjoy none of that. So that right there was somewhere you could have cut the budget. You didn't need none of that. Because there was only 2 of y'all there, 3 of you there. You didn't need that. That could have been axed, okay? I don't think you needed to invite all these people for shapewear, especially all those men. Those men don't wear the shape. Well, maybe they do. Let me shut up. Because the people say them guys be getting BBLs just like the women. They just be talking. Y'all be talking about these women, but these men be out here doing the same thing that women are doing. That they talk bad about women for doing, they doing it too. That's what they say. So I just feel like the event was too big. I think it was too many guests for what you were trying to do. Your presentation wasn't even, girl, you didn't have nothing together. The presentation wasn't together. You didn't seem sure of yourself. Maybe you were thrown off because the event was already going wrong. To have an event and not be able to feed people, girl, that's embarrassing. That's embarrassing. I'm sorry. Y'all know I'm African, okay? If we don't do nothing else, we throw a party. And specifically, my mom is from Sierra Leone, so I went to more Sierra Leone parties than I have anything else. Baby, you're going to eat. You're going to eat and eat and eat and eat, and then you're going to be able to take some home, okay? That's the type of events I'm used to going to. So, yeah, Britt, girl, that was embarrassing. If you were going to do small bites and small plates, then it should have been small bites and small plates for everybody. Your party planner should have told you that. Now we know the party planner is now suing because they said they didn't pay and all this other stuff. And girl, I don't even care to get into all of that. Britt, that's embarrassing. That is embarrassing, Britt. Girl, like my mama would say, cut your coat according to your size. Don't put your hand where it don't reach. You was trying to flex like, oh, I want you guys to get a glimpse of my world. That's not even your world because Kelly said the people there didn't even know you. So that's not even your world. You know what's annoying? The most annoying thing about Britt is Britt, you're clearly flexing, but it's a facade. And we can see through it. You're not fooling anyone. The way that you talk, the way that you present yourself, no one is believing any of it. You look crazy. You want to put on as if you have more than you have. You literally sat up there in the first episode and said, oh, Dennis gave me a diamond necklace, but it's not this one because he can't afford this. But I bet you if he have an event, he can afford to feed his guests. You played yourself, girl. Like, you played yourself. I'm disappointed in her because it's like, girl, at your big age, I know when you're mingling and going around to parties and you're talking to someone for 15 minutes out the night, you can make yourself seem bigger than what you are. But you really thought you could bring that fake life onto television and the people wouldn't see through it? You're presenting yourself as a dumbass. I don't want to rag on you too much, but I couldn't let this golf country club feed some of the guests and couldn't feed the rest of the guests. And then you wanted to invite the husbands, but only 2 of you guys has husbands. Yeah, Britt. If Britt were to come back, which is probably not going to happen, if she was to come back, I just need her to drop the facade. Stop trying to make it seem like you're this over-the-top wealthy woman. We can see through that. One of the richest women to ever be on Real Housewives of Atlanta, I think she is #1 spot, is Kandi Burruss. And Kandi never pretended to be this bougie, we're classy women. She never did that. She had the most money out of everyone and never did that. Ever. And I'm not saying you need to adopt Kandi's personality, but it's just hilarious to me when you can clearly see you don't have the money that you want us to think you have, and then you acting bougie and uppity. Girl, it's not giving. It's not. It's just, if you ever do go back on reality TV, please don't act like you ain't Lisa Vanderpump, girl. You ain't Paris Hilton. That's what you're acting like. You're trying to act like Kathy Hilton. Kathy Hilton was walking around with a shopping bag as a purse. But baby, when she hosted that dinner, everything was baccarat. Like, girl, we know money. Housewives viewers, we know money when we see it. So for you to come on this show and try to put on, I am embarrassed for you, girl. Like, for them to even allow you to play like that, you deserve your 20 million. Because you have embarrassed yourself. But I'm going to say this. I know y'all don't like Phaedra. I enjoyed Phaedra getting Britt together. I don't think she was wrong with her stance with Shamia. But I love that Phaedra brought Britt back to earth. I really do. You can't come around these girls and be defensive and combative and defensive and combative, and girls don't like me because I've always been pretty. All these girls are pretty. You can't come in with that kind of demeanor and that type of energy and think what? They're going to like you? At the end of the day, this show is about women being friends with each other. And if you can't navigate that, why are you here? I love that Phaedra got her together. She said, you have to show yourself friendly. You coming around a new group of women. You're the newbie. They can ignore you and you will disappear. You don't get to come around here with a stank attitude and being defensive all the time. I love that Phaedra got in her ass. I really do. And she's like, I like you, but girl, you're doing too much. You need to bring it on down. I enjoyed that moment. I know a lot of people ain't gonna give Phaedra that, but I'm gonna give Phaedra her props for that. She said what needed to be said. I definitely feel like y'all let Angela have a really good season, but she should be careful. That husband of hers, I don't have a good feeling about it. I will say this though, Angela, moving forward, please stop making your whole personality about your husband, about being married to this man, about being his wife. Because this man is having... I don't like when I see men be rude to their partners. I just don't like it. Whether you're in a whatever type of relationship, I don't like it. If you don't like me, then leave me alone. And if you are okay with your man being mean to you, cool. But keep it off the TV show. You can't keep... Because I'm Mrs. Oakley, because I'm married to Charles Oakley. I'm married to Charles Oakley. I'm married to Charles Oakley. And then every time he's on camera with you, he's talking to you in a less than nice way. Like, it's giving Juan Dixon, okay? And I don't like it. I don't like it. It's giving Mark Daly, Mark Demon. And y'all know we don't like him over here. Just like... Britt's husband was doing that to her as well. Britt's husband was being real rude to her. But after the incident, he's been a lot nicer to her. So I'm like, are y'all being told to be rude to y'all wife? What's going on? Let me shut up and mind my business, okay? I ain't married to no basketball player. Maybe that's the dues y'all have to pay. I don't know. I don't know nothing about it. But I do like Angela. Like I said, the only thing with Angela is if anybody really wanted to get at her, they got a lot of material. They got a lot of material. Like, you had a real good season this season, but girl, moving forward, we're going to see what you really made of. I'm just saying. As far as Drew, y'all already know the vibes. I don't really see it for Drew. I feel like her and her husband are scamming us. It's hard for me to believe anything either one of them says. I just saw a picture. I can't take neither one of them, okay? I saw something earlier today about the Tampa storyline was fake, but didn't we already know that? Like, y'all both playing in our face. Both of y'all are liars. Both of y'all are scammers. And I don't mean y'all steal people credit cards. I mean y'all lie to be on this show. That's what I mean, okay? Because, you know, some people be a little, you know, they don't really be understanding my lingo. When I say that Drew and Ralph are scammers, I mean they're scamming us, the audience, into believing their BS, okay? I'm not interested in nothing Drew has to say because everything that comes out of her mouth, I just don't believe. I question everything that she and her husband say. Then he posted a video a couple of days ago, but it was sometime last week, of him feeding her, but it looked old. Then she over here on the Breakfast Club talking about some Portia's hair is bad hair. Can we talk about that real quick? I know that right now it's everybody hates Portia season. I'm not here to convince y'all otherwise, but I just don't like when people don't tell the truth. I don't know Portia, but I'm a hairstylist, okay? I've been doing hair literally my entire life, okay? Like literally since I was a little girl, I've been doing hair. Almost all the women on my dad's side of the family know how to do hair. Even if they don't do it as a profession, they know how to do hair, okay? It's in my blood. My aunts, my cousins, they do hair. Now, my mama's side of the family, they don't do hair. That's not their ministry, okay? But we do hair in my side of the family. So I have a lot of knowledge. Even before I even went to cosmetology school, I have a lot of knowledge on hair and hair industry. A lot of these girls that sell bundles, they're all doing the same thing. It's all private labeling. Now you got a couple of girls who really take it serious and they fly to China and they find a good vendor to manufacture their hair exclusively, whatever. But for the most part, it's all private labeling. You get a hair company, you find them overseas, you buy a sample, you see what the hair is looking like, you probably wear it or you get somebody to wear it, install it, see what it's hitting for, and then you order a big order. You get them to put your label on it and you sell the hair. That's what they do. That's what they do. And they have different grades. If you get really good hair, it will last. For Portia to have her hair company for 10 years plus, her hair must be somewhat good. Now, I saw people say, I've never worn her hair, so I can't say if it's good hair or not. But for her to have it for 10 years, I think it's good hair. Now, Drew, this is where I had to get you together. You've been acting for a long time. You've been in the public eye for a long time. There are pictures of you that go back to the early 2000s and probably even before then, okay? One thing you ain't never been known for is having good hair. Ever. Your wigs and weaves have always looked a little struggle-ish. And some people might say my wig's a struggle. I don't know. But I ain't a Hollywood actress. For you to be in the entertainment business, for you to say you dated LeBron James, for you to be that girl, you've been in Hollywood movies, your wigs ain't never gave Hollywood. Your wigs always looked really basic and thick at the root, if you know what I mean. Like you always had a bumpy, lumpy wig. You always had a bumpy, lumpy weave, okay? No shade to you, but you're not known for having good hair. You're just not known for that. When you came on season 13 and Latoya Forever was making fun of your pandemic wig, Portia saved you. Portia said, come over here, we're going to get you together. And you started looking amazing. Now, every now and then, yeah, you did throw on a little bang wig that wasn't hitting for nothing. But a lot of times you looked really, really good. Now, are you trying to tell us those times you looked good, it wasn't go naked hair, it was a different type of hair? I don't believe you. I don't believe you. For you to even, you shouldn't have had that, you should not have even entertained that conversation. On the strength of, there are too many pictures out there with you having a bad hair day and a thick weave. You look good now, and you should have kept it cute. Me and Portia ain't doing business no more. Y'all seen what happened on the show, so we decided to part ways and leave it alone. But for you to try to take a stab at her business and say, oh yeah, when you bleach the hair, it doesn't... Do you bleach hair? Do you do hair, Drew? Are you at home bleaching your knots? I don't believe you. You took a shot at her and it really was... And I know because people mad at Portia, they're not going to call you out. But you really should have left Portia hair alone. Because you are infamous for having a thick weave. I know my hair don't always be together. It don't always be together. But I ain't a Hollywood actress. So it is what it is. When she said, oh, when you bleach the hair, it gets a little weird. Drew. Yeah, because y'all be on YouTube thinking you could learn how to color hair by being on YouTube. And y'all don't buy the right products. I don't even believe Drew. I don't believe Drew for 2 seconds that she even attempted to bleach any hair. I think what happened is she had one of them friends, one of them hanger-ons, one of them people who want to be around her for a moment of spotlight, and they was talking bad about Portia's hair. Not because they really felt that way about Portia's hair, but they just want to talk shit and blow smoke up your behind. And you repeated what they said, and you tried it. And if I was Portia, I would get in your ass. Don't talk about my business. Don't do that. Don't do that. Especially since Portia been backtracking and been trying to give you your props. You really been coming at Portia. And that's why I be like, I don't know what's real when it comes to Drew. I just don't. That's why I don't see it for her. But girl, yeah, you tried it. You tried it. I was on your side with the Shamia thing. But you talking about Portia's hair brand when you was looking crazy. When you got that gold naked in your life, it glowed you all the way up. And you have a lot of nerve to bite the hand that glowed you up. You really do. Before you had that gold naked in your life, you was walking around here looking real terrible. Okay? Portia became your friend and glowed you all the way up. For you to bite the hand that fixed your weave. That's what you don't do. Okay, so I've been running my mouth for way too long. This video is really, really long, and I got somewhere to go. So let's get into Shamia and Britt real fast. Shamia and Britt. I don't know. I kind of feel like Shamia was picking on Britt. The whole donation thing, right? I definitely feel like donations come from the heart. Y'all not gonna like what I have to say, but I'm gonna say it. Donations come from the heart. If I'm donating X, Y, and Z, it's not my business. It's not my place to tell the next person you must donate as well. I've never liked those type of things. I don't like. You do what you can. If the next person don't feel obligated to do it, that's their business. For Shamia to try to call out Britt is weird. You saw that girl struggle to pay for the people to eat. You knew that lady that had no extra money to donate to something she wasn't planning on doing. Like, that was not in the plans for her. I don't even think it's funny. And I don't even want to give... This is just my thing. I think a lot of women walk around here real spoiled, real... You know, they have a nice handbag. They have this. You don't know how they got it. You don't know people's situations. Be grateful that you are in a position to where you can give as much as your heart desires. Okay? Leave people alone. You don't know if her husband gives her an allowance. You don't know if you don't know people's situations. Shut up. If all she had to give was 2 packets of toilet paper, that's what she had to give. And I just kind of feel like Shamia kept trying to say, oh, God loves a cheerful giver. He does, doesn't he? But does he love someone who will try to shame someone because they didn't have enough to give? You have it to give. Don't count other people's pockets. Like, that just, I didn't like that. I didn't like that. I didn't like it. It was just weird. I didn't like the fact that Britt tried to make it seem like she gave more than she did. That was annoying as well. But Shamia, if you took her on a one-on-one dinner to have that conversation with her and it wasn't filmed, it wasn't filmed. Or if they decided not to show it, they didn't show it. But for you to bring it up in a room full of people at the table and say, oh, you can't be walking around here with a Rolls Royce and a Birkin bag and then not... No. Let's not do that. Let's not do that. And I'm not mad at Britt for standing up for herself. I did think that she was doing the most with Portia. But I also feel like Portia kind of was trying to jump in to make it seem like Shamia not the only one that has an issue with you. I kind of felt that way. But I also feel like Portia was trying to not go there with Britt, but Britt wanted to go there with Portia. It reminded me, did y'all know there was a rumor that Britt, Edie, and Fallon are cousins? I don't know if it's true, but that was a rumor. And I remember a lot of people thought before filming that Britt and Britt and Edie. A lot of people thought that it was true, and they felt like Britt was gonna come and avenge her cousin Fallon and possibly even bring Fallon on the show. Present day, we don't know if they're actually related, if they even know each other. But I just remember, it's so funny. When I tell y'all I love the Housewives fandom, I really love y'all. But some of y'all are sick in the head. Like, y'all really wanted her to come on this show and tag team Portia with her cousin. Ciao. Anyways, yeah, I think Shamia was wrong for how she came at Britt. Like I said, if you believe that God will give you back everything you donate to the less fortunate, you don't believe that maybe you're kind of blocking your blessings by bragging about what you donate. You don't think that it's a little bit of a hindrance to you to try to shame someone because they don't donate as much as you donate? I don't like that. You don't know people's lives, okay? You don't know if her husband just give her a little bit of something. You don't know, like, you don't know nothing. You don't know anything. Just, you give what you're comfortable giving. I don't like that. Oh, you shouldn't have donated anything less than $1,000. You don't tell me what to do. How about that? And if you felt embarrassed after you picked the fight with this girl at that table, that's on you. If you're going to start something, stand in it. And that's what I don't like about Shamia. You start stuff with people, and then when they throw that brick at your head, they the wrong party. No, you wrong because you started something and you can't stand on what you started. Now, when they got back to the house or the room or whatever, and I don't want to force nobody to take a shot. I don't want to force nobody to take a shot. I don't want to be the person that's for. What was all of that for, girl? What was all of that for? What was that for? Don't get in your feelings. Do not get in your feelings. If you were doing the most and you're embarrassed about it, next time do better. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I really feel like I didn't get to go in depth on the episode, but maybe I didn't need to. I do feel bad that her daughter is not feeling good, and she keeps going through this constant struggle of, like, I'm not even sure I understand what all health is. Her daughter has gone through a lot. That poor little baby. And yeah, I will say this though. I'm curious to know what exactly Britt said about Shamia's daughter. Because it's been going around. Shamia said it herself that she can never come back from her issue with Britt because Britt spoke about her child. And we all know that Shamia can put 20 on 10. Now, Shamia, the way the Bravo fandom is going to drag you, if Britt didn't really actually say anything bad about your daughter, and the Bravo fandom, y'all better be fair. Y'all better be fair. Because the same way y'all said that Drew didn't say nothing about Portia's daughter, if Britt made a comment that like barely grazed the child, y'all better hold everybody accountable for what they did. That's all I'm saying. But, child, we gonna see. We are going to, I don't know. With Britt, she has made herself not look so great this season. So it's possible she did say something bad about Shamia's daughter, but it's also possible that Shamia is making it bigger than what it is. That's why I say just don't mention people's kids. Because every woman on here that has mentioned a child has also flipped out because their child was mentioned. Y'all remember when Nene said that Kenya looked like she was going to have a buffalo, and Kenya was like, oh my gosh, she spoke bad about my daughter. No, baby. She mentioned your child, yes. But really, she was trying to say you were so pregnant and big that you were out of shape. That's what she was trying to say, that pregnancy made your body look different. That's what she was getting at. And you took that as, oh, she talked about my child. You know she wasn't talking about your child. But then you turn around and reposted something about Drew's child. Eva didn't like when Marlo and them was speaking on her baby daddy and the situation with that. But then she turned around and talked about Portia's child. Y'all all do this, and I'm tired of it. Let's just leave the kids out of conversations. There's so much more we could talk about. Let's leave these babies alone, okay? Now, Britt, girl, Ooh, Britt, they gonna drag you. If you did say something about Shamia's baby, you're going to get it. And Shamia, if you overreacted and made it bigger than what it is, girl, they gonna drag you too. But that's all I really gotta say. I said that almost like it was a little thing. I said a lot. So I'm going to leave that here. I got somewhere to be. But please like, comment, and subscribe. And I promise y'all I'm not gonna take no more breaks, okay? I'm gonna try my best not to take no more breaks, y'all. Okay. But thanks for watching.